There is a verse most Christians can quote from memory. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. And most people read it as a deal, a divine transaction. Put God at the top of your priority list, and He'll make sure everything else falls into place. Your finances, your health, your relationships. It sounds encouraging. It gets put on coffee mugs. But here's the thing. That reading misses the entire point of what Jesus was actually saying. Today, we're going to look at where this verse comes from and what it might actually mean to the people who first heard it, and what it might mean for how you're living right now. To understand verse 33, we have to back up. Jesus didn't say this in isolation. Here's what comes just before it, starting at verse 25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on it. He goes on, don't worry about food, don't worry about clothing. Look at the birds, look at the flowers. And then, verse 33, seek ye first the kingdom of God. Do you hear what's happening? The whole passage is about anxiety. Verse 33 is not the start of a new topic. It's the conclusion of a teaching on worry. Now let's think about who Jesus was actually talking to. This is first century Galilee under Roman occupation. These are not middle-class people with retirement accounts. Most of his listeners were subsistence farmers and day laborers. They paid Roman taxes on top of Jewish temple taxes. A bad harvest didn't mean a tight budget, it meant hunger. Anxiety about food and clothing wasn't a spiritual problem for these people. It was a daily reality. When Jesus says, take no thought for what you'll eat or wear, he's speaking into a genuine, bone-deep fear. And the word translated as take no thought in the King James Version of the Bible, merimnao in Greek, means to be pulled apart, to be fragmented by worry. Jesus is addressing people who are being torn apart by the pressure of survival. That's the world verse 33 lands in. So what does seek ye first the kingdom actually mean? The word kingdom here doesn't primarily mean a place. It means a reign, a way of ordering life. Jesus is saying, make God's way of seeing and doing things your first orientation. And notice the second half, and his righteousness. That word is about right relationship with God, with others, with the world. It's not a performance standard you have to hit before God releases the goods. It's a posture, an orientation. The promise that follows, all of these things shall be added, isn't a reward for good spiritual behavior. It's an assurance. When you stop fragmenting yourself with anxiety and reorient towards what actually matters, the grip of material worry loosens. Not because you've earned it, because you stopped letting it run you. This is actually one of the insights I built into Illuminate Gospel Insights, a Bible study app I made specifically for the Gospels. Here's the historical context tab for this verse, and the theological reflection. If you want to dig into passages like this on your own, I'll link it below. Here is where this gets close to home. We don't worry about Roman taxes or whether the harvest will come in, but the anxiety Jesus described, that being pulled apart, most of us know exactly what that feels like. Maybe it's your finances. You're doing the mental math at 2 a.m., running the numbers again, trying to figure out how all this works out. Maybe it's your career, the constant pressure of building something, achieving something, proving something. Or maybe it's just the low hum of never feeling like you're quite enough or quite ready. And into all that, Jesus says the same thing he said to the farmers in Galilee: stop white-knuckling it. This verse isn't a formula for getting what you want. It's an invitation to release what's consuming you. The reframe isn't put God first so life goes well. The reframe is, what if you weren't supposed to carry all of this in the first place? That's a different kind of freedom than a prosperity promise. And honestly, it's a more honest one. Matthew 6:33 isn't a transaction. It's not a formula. It's Jesus looking at people who are exhausted from trying to hold everything together and saying, there's another way to live. If this kind of deep dive into gospel context is useful to you, subscribe. Do this every week. And if you want to explore insights like this for every verse in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, check out Illuminate Gospel Insights. Link in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.